American icon, record holder, brother, son, pitcher, outfielder. Who exactly was Babe Ruth? We will discuss all this and more on this episode of Inside Sports. Born George Herman Ruth Jr. on February 6, 1985 in Baltimore, Maryland. His parents worked long hours, leaving little time to watch over him and his sister. This lack of parental guidance allowed George Jr. to become a bit unruly, often skipping school and causing trouble in the neighborhood. When he was 7 years old, his parents sent him to St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, where a strict and regimented environment helped shape George Jr.'s future. It was here that he developed a passion and love for the game of baseball. One of the monks at St. Mary's, Brother Messias, took an instant liking to George Jr., and not only becoming a father-like figure and positive role model to George Jr., he also helped refine his baseball skills. Eventually, George Jr. became so good at baseball that the owners invited Jack Dunn, owner of the Baltimore Orioles, to come and watch George Jr. play. Dunn, impressed with George Jr.'s skills, offered him a contract after watching him play for less than an hour. Being only 19 at the time, couldn't accept the contract without Jack Dunn becoming his legal guardian. After seeing George for the first time, the Orioles players referred to him as Jack's newest babe, and thus the most famous nickname in sports was born. Thereafter, George Herman Ruth Jr. was known as the Babe. The Babe performed well for Dunn, leading to the sale of the Babe to the Boston Red Sox, where he began his career as a pitcher. In 1914, Babe appeared in 5 games, pitching in 4 of them. He won his Major League Baseball debut on July 11, 1914, but due to a loaded roster, Babe was optioned to the Red Sox minor league team, the Providence Grays, who he helped lead to the International League pennant. Babe then became a permanent fixture in the Red Sox rotation, going 18-18 with a 2.44 ERA in 1915, 23-12 with a 1.75 ERA in 1916, and then 24-13 with a 2.01 ERA in 1917. By this time, however, Babe had displayed enormous power in his limited plate appearances, so it was decided his bat was too good to be left out of the lineup on a daily basis. As a result, in 1918, the transition to turn Babe into an everyday player began. That year, he tied for the Major League lead in home runs with 11, set the single-season home run record with 29 home runs the next season in 1919. This would be his last season with Boston, being sold to the New York Yankees on December 26, 1919. In New York, his transition to a full-time outfielder became complete. In his first season with the Yankees, the 1920 season, he hit 54 home runs, and in 1921, he hit .376 with 59 home runs and 171 RBI, while scoring 177 runs, in what could arguably be considered the best season in MLB history. In 1927, he set a home run record for 60 in a season, a record which would stand for 34 years. Prior to the 1920 season, the Yankees had never won a title of any kind. After joining, Babe helped the Yankees capture 7 pennants and 4 World Series titles. He retired in 1935, holding 56 Major League records, including the career record for home runs with 714. In 1936, the Baseball Hall of Fame was inaugurated, and Babe was elected as one of its first 5 inductees. During the fall of 1946, it was discovered that Babe had a malignant tumor on his neck, and his health began to deteriorate quickly. On June 13, 1948, his jersey number 3 was retired by the Yankees during his last appearance at Yankee Stadium. On August 16, 1948, Babe lost his battle with cancer. Babe remained a true icon of American history and one of the greatest figures in Major League Baseball history, as you can't think of baseball without thinking of the Babe. So that's going to be it for this episode. If you like this episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and just stay tuned for next week when I put up the next episode of Inside Sports.